Don't be fooled. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the Blue Collar Psychiatrist video series. Today we're going to talk about a particular subject, which is really a question. It's called, what's in a name? Now, how many of you realize where that comes from? It comes from a Shakespeare play, Romeo and Juliet. Those words were uttered by Juliet. But I'm going to change it for the purposes of our video today. Instead of what's in a name, I'm going to switch it to what's in a title. When I say title, what do I mean? Governor, senator, president, judge, CEO, attorney, and anyone who has a particular title indicating some degree of education and honor, shall we say, or at least supposedly. I think it is so important to bring this home to you that I am going to hammer this home like I've never hammered anything home before. Never make any assumptions about any professional or a person strictly by their title. And you've heard the titles, the examples that I've given. Many times I have run into people with such great titles and have only been disappointed. Why? Because I put so much stock in them, I trusted them implicitly, only to be disappointed. And this happens quite often. I once heard 3 older ladies talking, and one of them said, "Oh, I'm going to see Dr. X, but it takes 6 weeks to see him. He's a big shot." And the next woman says, "Oh, I'm going to see Dr. Y, but it takes about 18 weeks to see him. And he's the chairman of the department." And then the third lady says, "Ha, that's nothing. I am supposed to see Dr. Z, who's the chief of staff of the hospital. But no one's ever seen him, see, he's so big and important." I have learned in my career, in my training as a psychiatrist, that actually the people with these huge titles, such as chief of staff, chief of the department, are great politicians. But it does not necessarily mean that they are the best clinicians. And that's where people get fooled by a title. I remember when I was in training, first year of training, and the chief of the department came to me and asked me, how would I handle such and such a patient? What medication would I give? And it wasn't to test me. It's because he didn't know. Because these people are administrators often. And they're really not on top of the latest things in practicing medicine. For me, and this is where I want to deliver this message home to you in a very, very clear and direct way. The 2 things I'm looking for in a professional, especially a doctor, but it could be any, are number 1, competency. Are they competent in their area of expertise? That's number 1. Because if they don't pass that, then toss them out. And the second is compassion, ability to relate to the people they're trying to help. Such as the doctor-patient relationship. You've heard of a doctor who has great bedside manner. And that makes a huge difference, oftentimes, in patient satisfaction. So remember, very clearly what you have learned today. Never make any assumptions about an individual based solely on their title. The title only means that they have gone up the ladder, and oftentimes, as I said before, are often political appointments or appointments based on their ability to schmooze with the right people. We're not interested in that. If I want to go to a doctor, I want to know that he's competent, and I want to know that he can relate to me. Don't be fooled. Ladies and gentlemen, as always, I remind you, drink! And drink abundantly from the fountain of life. See you next time!